Hey everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. Woke up totally bright and early. Well, not really. 8 o'clock or 7:30, but that's okay. Um, yeah, just gonna really make some headway today on my part of the book, and I wanted to just kind of check in and say hello, and I had absolutely nothing that I wanted to talk about, really nothing. And then I wanted to figure out, okay, well, I got to stay engaged and keep my mind going. So let me just find a disease and talk about a disease or something. And I'm looking on Google and I'm Googling diseases, and there's really nothing that I really want to talk about, because they're all very specific. And I'm like, let me see what chemotherapy is. Let me see what chemotherapy is. And I had this idea. I mean, I've talked about chemotherapy. We all hear about how chemo kills, and you're absolutely right. But what makes up chemotherapy? What is it exactly? Because we have this conversation about chemotherapy. We have all of these fears about chemotherapy, and it's always being juxtapositioned against marijuana. And then I'm likening the two, saying, hey, they're no different. And they really aren't that different. I mean, they are, but they're not. But I'll tell you what the differences are, and then I'll tell you where they're not different. Okay? So we know that cannabis is full of antibodies. I don't need to send you any links to tell you that. Y'all know that cannabis messes with your hormones, and it creates antibodies, and this is what comes up positive and negative on a drug test. Okay, so we don't need to go and really beat that horse. Okay, so that's already proven. So what exactly is chemotherapy? Morning, Krista. No worries, hon. I know you got to work. So what is actually chemotherapy? Well, I Googled it. Okay, I Googled it because I haven't always listening, which is a conversation about chemotherapy based upon all of the little voices out there that hate the allopathic world. But I'll tell you exactly what it is and why there's no difference in the detoxes that are out there. So what is chemotherapy? So I Googled what is chemotherapy? A treatment of disease by the use of chemical substances, especially treatment of cancer by cytotoxic and other drugs. Well, okay, so chemical substances. Well, that's vague because everything is a chemical. It's whether or not it's a good chemical or a bad chemical, okay? And then cytotoxic. Well, it sounds toxic. Something is toxic to cytoplasm. And then other drugs. What are other drugs? Drugs are things that are negative to the human body. It alters and mutates the human body in some specific way. Usually it's messing with your hormones. Okay, so that doesn't still tell me too much. It's very vague, but it kind of gives you just the gist of what it does. If you weren't a discerning person, you would just leave it at that and you wouldn't go any further. Then I did some more research to figure out what was in it, and then I found out there's agents that are in chemotherapy. What agents are in chemotherapy? Well, there are several types of alkylating agents used in chemotherapy treatments. Mustard gas derivatives, meclothoramine, cyclophosphamide, chlorambucil, melphalan, and ifosfamide, ethylenimines, thiotepa, and hexamethylmelamine. What the hell? And then I looked at this word alkylating. Now, with root words, there is different types of things that have a root or a foundation of similarities, and then there are different versions of the same thing. Okay? So when you look at like methamphetamines, DNA methylation, methane, you see meth is the root word, and then you have different ways that meth is being introduced to the body. Okay, so if you understand about root words and drugs, you'll now start making the connections that there are other things going on in the holistic world that are no different than the allopathic world. And what are those connections? It's the words that are describing the different protocols that are out there. So a lot of the holistic ways, and I'll tell you why, where I'm coming up with the holistic, are no different than the allopathic. It's just a different form. So anyways, there are several types of alkylating agents. So what are these alkylating agents that I just mentioned what those were? Mustard gas derivatives. Okay, that's all you need to know. Mustard gas derivatives. And you're like, mustard gas, isn't that bad for you? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. So what is an alkylating agent? Okay. So a substance. Now, the first thing that came up on Google when I asked what is an alkylating agent, first comes up the liver tox. Oh, liver tox. Okay. Or a liver detox. All right. So a substance that causes replacement of hydrogen by an alkyl group, especially in a biologically important molecule, specifically one with mutagenic activity. So alkylating agent is a substance that causes replacement of hydrogen by an alkyl group, especially in a biologically important molecule, specifically one with mutagenic activity that inhibits cell division and growth and is used to treat some cancers. Okay, so alkylating agent. So and let me now I'm going to also alkaline. I'm going to Google real quick what chemotherapy does. What does chemotherapy do? Chemotherapy so chemotherapy is the use of any drug to treat any disease, but to most people, the word chemotherapy means drugs used for cancer treatment. It's often shortened for chemo. Surgery and radiation remove or kill damaged cancer cells in certain areas, but chemo can work throughout the whole body. So when chemo works throughout the whole body, guess what it's also doing? It's destroying good cells as well. Okay, so chemo works throughout the whole body. There are certain surgeries and radiation therapies that will target, but chemotherapy is like completely gassing or completely just enveloping your body in these in mustard gas. That's what chemotherapy is. So where is the connection with the holistic world? All right, remember all you guys talk about alkaline diet, alkaline this, alkaline water, like all of those waters with high pH, or I'm sorry, high alkaline or high, is it high pH or high alkaline? High alkaline to where it is like 9 on the, what is it? That one water system where you put it all the way to 9 and it makes it all alkaline. Okay. That's what you're doing is you're drinking water that's destroying all the good cells. It's antibiotic. So alkaline, okay, alkaline water, and then all the detoxes, like all the liver detoxes, because when you look at, this is so interesting because this is what like prompted me about detox, was when alkaline agents equals liver tox. So when you're doing a liver detox, you're using alkaline agents. Okay. So alkylating agents, this is under, oh my God, under liver tox. So clinical and research information on drug-induced liver injury. So alkylating agents are a class of antineoplastic or anti-cancer drugs which act by inhibiting the transcription of DNA into RNA and thereby stopping the protein synthesis. Alkylating agents substitute alkyl groups of hydrogen atoms of DNA, resulting in the formation of cross-links with the DNA chain, and thereby resulting in cytotoxic, mutagenic, and carcinogenic effects. This action occurs in cells, all cells, but alkylating agents have their primary effect of rapidly dividing cells which do not have time for DNA repair. cancer cells are most affected because they are among the most rapidly dividing cells. However, hematopoietic, reproductive, and endothelial cells also divide rapidly, which accounts for the common side effects of the alkylating agents: anemia, pancytopenia, spermagenesis, pancytopenia. Okay, so I'm going to put this so you guys can read this yourself. I don't have to read it all. Okay, so you see that the rapidly dividing cells, which are good cells and bad cells, are being targeted by chemotherapy, or alkaline foods and alkaline water and alkaline lifestyle and detoxes that are in the allopathic holistic world. So when somebody says, oh yeah, eat an alkaline diet, they're basically trying to kill you. Seriously. Okay, anybody that talks about eating an alkaline diet, taking alkaline water, you know, doing alkaline protocols, all of this alkaline shit that we're hearing in the holistic world is no different than chemotherapy. This is why I tell you guys, holistic world is no different than the allopathic world. It's just a different form of it given to you in a different way with different marketing. It's not that their intention is to try to deceive you, because I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're just trying to find different ways to repackage the same thing. It's no different than me trying to tell you in a million different ways the same shit. Because I know there's so many of you with different listenings, and some of you are very hard-headed, that I need to do more extreme methods like block you because you don't know how to answer questions in a discussion forum. So, okay, so then I have to find a different way to say the same thing. Detoxing is like chemotherapy in the holistic world because you are not repairing the cells. You are constantly taking alkaline types of substances that act as chemotherapy and destroy good cells. And this is why you're aging. This is why you get hematomas. This is why you are not repairing and healing. This is why you're aging rapidly and having major, major hormonal disturbances. And people wonder why it is that, like, well, I'm smoking pot. It's supposed to heal me, right? No, that's antibiotic. So with chemotherapy, it does destroy antibodies too. So you can't fight off the disease, and it destroys good tissue, and it destroys your immune system, and it destroys everything else. But turning to pot isn't exactly the best thing either. You know why? Because pot creates so many antibodies, and you haven't repaired the damage that the reason why you're taking pot to begin with. So then guess what? You're compounding the problem by having now more of an overload of antibodies. So it chips away at the weaknesses you already sustained, because this is what brought you to pot to begin with. You have weaknesses that you're trying to manage. So pot and chemotherapy, even though they are different technically, but they do the same thing. They both, lower the cancer numbers, but chemotherapy kills your immune system while pot overactivates your immune system. And it still causes an imbalance, and it chips away at the weaknesses you already have. And so when you're in the holistic world, when somebody in some doctor or some naturopathic is like, well, let's do a detox. Let's drink alkaline water, drink this alkaline drink. Everything's about alkaline this, alkaline that. And they're selling you water filtration systems that are so highly alkaline. Guess what? It kills all life. So if you're using alkaline water with jelly juice, you're killing all the good lactobacillus. You're killing all the probiotics. Okay? So if you're going to have some kind of water, if you don't want to do some zero water filter or anything that you can put on your sink, then do distilled water, because it's completely dead water. And then when you add in the jelly juice ingredients and you ferment it, it'll become a live water. Okay, so you can turn dead water into live water just like that by understanding the chemistry of jelly juice. So don't let anybody tell you that distilled water is horrible for you. It's what it's paired with is what the difference is. No different than salt. Don't anybody tell you that salt's going to kill you. It's what it's paired with is the difference. And as far as alkaline lifestyle, that's a deadly lifestyle. That's like mustard gas. If you really truly want to go there, when you are infusing all the different things in the water to make it alkaline, it's no different than taking mustard gas for chemotherapy. Okay, so even though it's not exactly the same thing, yeah, it's not going to have mustard gas in your alkaline water, but you're seeing that alkaline. What is alk? What's the root word? What does that alk mean? A-L-K. A-L-K-Y. All right, so Google. A-L-K-Y. Alky definition. There we go. That's why you have to understand words. If you don't understand words, then okay. That means alcoholic too. A-L-K-Y also is alcoholic. Someone that drinks a lot of alcohol. That's also deadly when you're drinking alcohol. Heavy form of character with name stem. Oh, Lordy. A-L-K-Y. Root word. Oh, here we go. Alkyl. Okay. All right, it's A-L-K-Y-L. I got to figure out the combination of this root word. Sometimes you got to keep Googling just to get what you need. All right, so alkyl, A-L-K-Y-L. Definition of alkyl by Merriam-Webster. So let's read this. Remember, words mean worlds. If you don't understand that words mean worlds, you'll be stuck in your programming. Having a monovalent organic group, especially one C, so carbon, hydrogen, and then two N+1, such as methyl, derived from an alkane such as methane. Ha! So methyl and methane come from alkyl. Okay, a compound of one or more alkyl groups with a metal. Mercury, alkylus. Do you see alkaline is freaking deadly, guys? Come on, let's start putting it all together. I'm going to then put this right here. I'm going to copy and paste this. All right, Control V. So you can look up what alkyl means, A-L-K-Y-L, okay? Now this is all the proof. For any of those that want to question me, I'm giving you proof right now. It's called the fucking dictionary, all right? Read a dictionary for those of you that don't understand this shit. Okay, so there you go. A compound of one or more alkyl groups with a metal. So, and this is all from derivatives of methane having a monovalent. What the hell is monovalent? Monovalent. See, when you actually Google and look up words, Google or take the dictionary. I used to read the dictionary. My parents made me read the dictionary. I'm glad they did. My mother is, I'll tell you what, my mother's a smart ass. I love her. Having a valence of 1. What the hell is valence? God dang it. Valence. Oh, okay. A valence is a combining power of an element, especially as measured by the number of hydrogen atoms it can displace or combine with. So having a valence of 1, so one element. So when you have a singular element, when you have too much of it, obviously causes an imbalance. Okay? So mono, right, one valence, monovalent. Okay, there you go. So this is how you understand words, and you'll learn the world that you live in by understanding the words that are making up these stories that are out there. So why is detoxing is like chemotherapy in the holistic world? Because of alkaline, alkylating agents, all of those things that cause death in the body. So when you are taking out things, instead of actually doing jelly juice and allowing the body to process your injuries and your situations, which, okay, let's say you do get something taken out like a hematoma. Okay, let's say you do. Okay, fine, great. You did the surgery, good for you. Now drink J juice to repair the damage of why that hematoma happened to begin with. Let's do the J juice to repair the damage of why you went to that surgery to begin with. So if you have to use Western medicine, fine, go use Western medicine to get you to where you can be stable and still have a relatively quality life, relatively. But next now is to heal from the damage. And if you're going to try to heal from that hematoma or some other injury from surgery, you will also be healing the rest of your body. Chemotherapy will kill all parts of your body. And then guess what J juice does? It heals all parts of your body. So chemotherapy doesn't just target a specific area in your body. No, it basically takes down everything in your body to stop all the fast dividing cells. But then guess what? Then Jilly Juice will then go and regenerate all of the cells in your body because it's a whole body cellular regeneration. It doesn't discriminate. You know what discriminates? The allopathic holistic world. Do you know when they talk about alkaline water, alkali this, alkyl that? It's no different than methane. It's a derivative of methane. It's chemotherapy. It's mustard gas. It has the same component, the same act as mustard gas. Okay? So now you got to see the connections. Okay? Everything is about chemistry, you holistic people who think alkaline water and alkaline diet is like the thing to do when you're sick. No, actually, it makes it worse. You think that going away from chemotherapy and doing a liver detox, doing a whole body detox is the way to go? No, all of you chemtrail activists say, oh yeah, go do a detox. You're basically telling your friends to go do chemotherapy in a different form. No, they're not going to go get mustard gas, but they're taking in agents that are destroying their good cells and possibly even bad cells. But they're not even regenerating. So guess what? You're trying to kill your friends. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. Because when you talk about alkaline lifestyle and alkaline diet, you're basically saying go get chemotherapy in not so many words. So this ought to scare the shit out of those of you who still believe in alkaline. So when you're talking about drinking honey and lemon, that's like doing chemotherapy in a different form. When you're taking a bunch of lemons, because that's alkaline, you're destroying your body. Drinking lemon water destroys your body. That's why it's not on the diet, on the Jilly Juice protocol. There was a reason behind everything way back when. I just wasn't able to articulate it, but I knew that stuff in the allopathic holistic world, I knew the holistic world didn't have the answer. Now, where I am now going to is now finding ways to transition from somebody's thought process where, okay, they're not ready to give up all their alkaline stuff, but they need to incorporate J juice and then slowly move off of the alkaline mentality. Like seriously, because alkaline kills all living stuff. Lactobacillus is a probiotic. It's a live, good bacteria that you shouldn't kill. So living an alkaline lifestyle is killing all life, even yours. You have to realize this. If you don't realize this, then there's nothing that anybody can do for you. So don't even bother asking me. Jillian, can you send me a link? No. Go get my book, do it, or don't. So this is why, yeah, lately I've been deleting people off my Facebook because they just don't want to ask the questions in the discussion forum, don't want to get the book, don't want to do shit. And they want to then ask Kevin questions. They want to ask me questions. And I'm like, no. Not on my Facebook. Go get my book, put your money where your mouth is, and then send us a receipt. We'll send you a login and password, and you can ask away in there. Okay? Some of you don't even need to get my book because you already know you're not dumb. You're not going to ask me questions on Facebook. You're going to do the protocol. And you understand it because you pretty much see that it makes sense. Others of you need a lot more help because you're still brainwashed in the cannabis industry. Still brainwashed, which I'm going to say brainwashed, yes. Because you can be brainwashed in good stuff, you can be brainwashed in bad stuff. It's all relative to how it actually manifests. Okay? And so this is why I got off the anti-vax, pro-vax, because they actually both need to marry each other, kiss and make up, and then go get J juice and dilute the antibodies so they don't agglutinate and turn into another situation. Yeah, Janie, you got the book, but you don't need it. But now you have it. You know, now you have it, and you were one of the early adopters. You were one of the early adopters that are going to see that are probably seeing major results. You get it. I mean, if you listen to me long enough, it's not that difficult. It's those that are going in and out, and then want me to catch them up that I get annoyed with. Well, I have, yeah, over 100 videos, I'm sure. Maybe not over 100, but there's a lot on my YouTube. And today I'm going to be going through my book, and I might just, introduce my version of the book, my part of it, saying that this is my thought process. And then you'll see where I stopped being anti-vax, pro-vax, to where I am not pro-vax, but I am saying, hey, I understand both sides. And regardless of your belief system, the pathogens are out there. Get vaxxed in whatever form that you think is friendly to you, whether it's the green vaccine or something else. And then do J-juice, because now you have not just one layer of protection, you have double layers of protection. Jilly juice is the second layer of protection. Your immune system is one layer. Then Jilly juice is the second layer. That's how we have to really refer Jilly juice in relative to the anti-vax, pro-vax, is that you really need those antibodies, especially if your body's already broken down. Okay, especially if your body's already broken down, breaking down, and you're not doing Jilly juice or anything really strategic. Well, yeah, you're not doing Jilly juice. You have to get vaxxed in some way, because guess what? Either way, if you have a broken down body, get exposed to a pathogen, virus, whatever, some people will get taken down. So yeah, I completely understand it. So anyways, so let me get back to the first thought that I was talking about. Why detox and like chemotherapy in the holistic world? Because we're dealing with alkylating agents that are like mustard gas. They destroy everything. That's what chemotherapy is, and that's what an alkaline diet does. It destroys everything. So when you see these people, these naturopathics like Medical Medium or anybody else that talks about an alkaline diet, run the fucking other way. Run the other way. Anything alkaline, you run the other way. Like seriously, run the other way. Anyone that offers you alkaline water, anyone that says use alkaline water and Jilly juice, don't. Do not fall for the alkaline mentality. That's a destroyer of life. Alkaline is a destroyer of life. Do not fall for the alkaline brainwashing. Don't. Okay? Because now that you understand what alkyl is, it's a derivation from also meth. It's another drug. Methamphetamine, methyl groups, methyl DNA methylation, methane, the asphyxiation. Alkaline is the same thing. It asphyxiates your cells. It destroys them. You're on an alkaline diet. You're on a body-destroying diet. Don't fall for the alkaline brainwashing diets, waters, and drinks. Do not. If you want to live. If you don't want to live, then hey, go do it. Go get chemotherapy then. Whatever. If you truly want to live, you'll understand that Jilly juice is a live drink. It's not a dead drink. You can use distilled water, which is dead water, and liven it up with Jilly juice, because you're going to take in the salt, the cabbage, the kale, and you're going to ferment it, and it's going to create lactobacillus. And guess what? Now you have electrolytes in that water with the salt and then also lactobacillus. That's why this is a surefire recipe, because it's all in the right context. Everything is in the right context with Jilly juice. But living that alkaline lifestyle is detrimental. Detrimental. So I'm going to take those links that I put in the comments. I'm going to put them up there. I'm going to put in that alkyl thing, and then I'm going to put this on YouTube. Okay, for those that I've blocked. Because those that I've blocked may end up changing their mind one day. And I'm not going to be able to go back and figure out who changed their mind, unless they want to let me know, and then they'll send me an email and say, hey, I'm so sorry, this and that. And then I'll unblock them. But everybody out there that I may have blocked does deserve this information. They really do. Nobody should be stuck in the dark playing the alkaline game of destroying your body. All right. I'm going to go do my thing, write some stuff, finally become focused, because I'm in a very good place to be focused. I'm very happy today. Very happy today. And you guys just understand, words create worlds. If you don't understand the words that are in your world, then you will always fly blind, because you're not understanding that words create worlds. It casts spells on you. It creates your reality. So understand the words that make up your world, and then change those words, which will then change your world, because now you'll be making behavioral changes that's going to change the outcome. But you got to change the words and understand the words first before you can change your world. And if you don't, then you will have more of the same. All right, jillyjuice.com, JILLYJUICE.com. Understand, embrace life. Don't fight against it, because y'all know you want to live. Nobody wants to die, even today or tomorrow. Nobody wants to die at all. All right, bye.